Hi everyone, my name is Beth and I'm a systems engineer and I'm also a Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering Ambassador. Today I'm going to be making some peppermint candy canes to give as sweet treats to my friends for Christmas. I'm going to take you along with me and I'm going to be applying some system engineering thinking to the process as well. So let's get going. So the units we're going to need is icing sugar, peppermint extract and colouring and some chickpea water. That's actually aquafaba and you could also use egg whites. So the first thing you're doing is preparing my ingredients. Oh, look out for a little pup. And I'm just weighing out the icing sugar here. As you can see, it makes a little bit of a mess. So systems engineering is all about solving problems, whether that's on big projects like aeroplanes or building roads or even baking. One way that we're looking at a problem is thinking about the requirements to solve it. Here, the requirements are that the solution is tasty, it's got festive colours, and also it's good for everyone and the environment. We can come back to these requirements at the end and see if what we've made meets them. We also use diagrams in systems engineering, just like this one, so you can take a screenshot if you want to save it for later. So the first thing to do is whisk up the egg whites or aquafaba until they're a light and fluffy consistency. You can either use an electric whisk or you can just use a hand whisk like I'm doing here. Okay, now that it's all whisked up, I'm going to add the icing sugar through a sieve into the bowl. Again, watch out, it's a little bit messy. Then add in your peppermint extract to give it some good flavour. And now it's time to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. Get your hands in there and knead it together into a nice dough. Keep going, it'll get there. Once you have a ball of dough, just like this, you can split it into two and put the one that you're going to colour back into the bowl. Add in a little bit of colour to begin with and then knead it together to get to the right colour. You can always add more, but you can't take any away. You might want to wear a glove with this because the colouring can stain your hand, so just be a little bit careful with what you do with that colouring. Knead it together until the colour is all throughout the dough and then you're almost ready to roll. This is where you get to be a scientist. If it's too dry, add some liquid in. If it's too wet, add some more sugar in. And keep kneading it as well to bring it together into a nice dough that you can play around with. It's also good to keep the dough under a cover when you're not using it to stop it from drying out. So before we get rolling, let's just put out our baking tray that we're going to use to dry our candy canes out on. Just put a little layer of icing sugar on the tray so your candy canes don't stick, and the same for your area for rolling. Ready to roll. The best way to get a nice candy cane shape is to take a small amount of each and roll them into little sausages. Keep kneading them in your hand so they're the right consistency, joining together the dough. Then you can mix them up together, roll them up just like this into a little sausage, and then again, roll it together so that the dough binds. Then you can shape it onto the tray into the candy cane shape. And that's it. Keep going, get creative. Look at this cute paw print one I made for my friend with the dog. So that's the baking part done. I'm going to leave these to dry in a warm place overnight. In the meantime, I'm going to clear up this mess. While I'm waiting for my candy canes to dry, I'm going to make a simple envelope out of paper so it's sustainable to gift my presents to my friends in. You can use whatever you like, but I like making funky envelopes. Just like this one. Hi everyone, so it's the morning now and my candy cane sweet treats have dried. I can put them inside my little envelopes, put my friend's name on them and I can give them to them in that. Like how cute the little paw print one came out. So because I used aquafaba, they do break quite easily, as you can see here. And that's because it doesn't quite dry as stiff as egg whites do. So if you use egg whites, there will be a bit more your traditional candy canes. but they taste delicious and they're really soft, so it actually means that they're probably more suitable for everyone because they're not quite as hard as traditional candy canes. It's good to have a mixture of different thicknesses, different types of shapes. They'll all come out a little bit differently. You can see the little pastel ones I made. They're quite good because they definitely didn't break at all. And you can just pop a couple of them in a bag for your friends to give them. You can put some little decorations on them. So let's have a think about those requirements we talked about. Are they tasty? Yeah. Are they in festive colours? Yeah. And are they good for everyone and the environment? Well, the packaging is recyclable and the contents will all be eaten, so there's no waste. The ingredients, if you use aquafaba, are vegan and are also gluten-free. So I think the answer will be yes. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hopefully you will come along with me. What sort of shapes are you gonna make? What sort of colours are you gonna use? This recipe is completely endless, and hopefully you enjoyed doing a bit of systems engineering with me as well along the way.
We need lots of systems engineers to solve little problems like here in baking, but also to solve big problems like the climate crisis. Could you be a systems engineer too?